All righty. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is having a great Wednesday evening. We're rounding the corner through Thursday, Friday. Our weather is going to get a little bit brighter. It's going to get a little bit warmer. We eventually have some rain in the forecast. But the item we're watching tonight, the big item of concern, will be for a frost freeze. We've been tracking this one for about a week now, and it's on our doorstep tonight with very dry conditions, clear skies, lighter winds developing tonight. That's all a recipe for some pretty chilly temperatures. In fact, if Portland reaches 32 degrees tonight, it will be the latest frost freeze in 21 years. So if you think this is a little unusual, you're absolutely right. But I think we have a very good chance of getting a frost freeze tonight, especially over the interior. Let's waste no time and take a look at what we have tonight on the, first, before we get into the temperatures, check this out. This comes from Gary up in Phillips. It's been snowing up there. Many areas in the mountains dealing with some snow today. Higher peaks seeing some accumulation. Gary didn't get any accumulation, I don't think, here. But I got a report all the way down to Cumberland County. Gorham, in fact, reporting some snow. A friend of ours, Erin, over at her son's lacrosse game, said it was snowing in Gorham. What's happening here? All right, let's focus in on the colder temperatures tonight. We have lows tonight dipping into the 20s and 30s. That is going to be the big weather story overnight. We've been tracking this for about a week now, saying there is the potential for a frost freeze Thursday morning, and here we are. Everything seems to be on track. Now, the big question mark remains, will the wind drop off? Does the wind go calm? If it goes calm, well, we're going to see temperatures in the 20s, even all the way down to the coastline. The good news is I think that the winds will stay active about 3 to maybe 8 miles per hour. And that's enough to keep our atmosphere mixed up enough that we're probably not going to see worst case scenario. Now, what do I mean by worst case scenario? Well, a lot of people might be wondering, why do we even care about cold temperatures like this? It's May. Who cares, right? There's a lot of fruit trees in bloom right now. There's a lot of berries in bloom right now. Two off the top of my head, apples and blueberries. And when these blossoms, they freeze, that's when you start to have some problems. Now, the folks at Cornell University have been doing a lot of research on this, and they have a great tool online. I put it on Facebook just a little while ago. And you take into account different varieties of apples, like Macintosh is a good example here. The temperatures really need to get down to about 27 degrees or lower to see significant damage to the crop here. So they can handle a frost. Most of these blossoms, at least at this point in the stage, can handle some, upper 20s and that kind of thing. But once you start getting like 25, 26 degrees, then you start dealing with about between 10 and 50% crop damage. And once you get down to about 24 degrees, then you start talking about 90% crop damage. So there's that. And if you're a recreational gardener like I am here, you know the routine, right? You bring the tomatoes out, you cart them in on the trays, still too early to plant them. Same with the peppers. What else do we have? Basil. There are some hardy varieties of like of course, peas, onions, broccoli. That's no problem, right? But tomatoes are the big one, at least in my family. My family's carting them in, carting them out. So these temperatures are a one-night thing. It's 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. That's the frost advisory and freeze warning. Just about the entire area is under a freeze warning. Now, if you're in the mountains, don't let that fool you here. It appears as if you don't have a freeze warning, but the reason for that is the growing season just hasn't started there. So no warnings have been issued there yet. A frost advisory has been issued for Rockingham County, coastal Rockingham County, where it's not going to be quite as cold. A patchy frost is possible there. It's more of a frost freeze for the rest of the area. The other interesting thing is it's very, very dry. You might have noticed you have chapped lips. The dew points are in the teens right now. And I was just looking it up. The last time the dew points were this low, the last time it was this dry in May was way back in 2005. So that's very unusual for the dew points to be this low. And that plays a role in how cold it's going to get at night as well. So, if the dew points are down in the teens, that's a good indication of where overnight lows are headed if you have calm winds, which we don't tonight. So that's the good news, I guess. But where was I going with the dew point temperature? It's just very, very dry outside. Very, very unusual to see dew points this low this point of the season. Look at this. There's a lot of snow showers, rain showers, even one lightning strike. I'd be curious if anyone heard that thunder up in northern Franklin County. Look at that. A little bit of thunder occurring. Let's try to zoom in on that. That one lightning strike. It looked like it was up near Eustis, more towards Jackman. Let's loop this one more time. Come on, where it is. Where is it? There it is. Quick little lightning strike way up near the Canadian border. That would have been cool if you have a snow shower and then boom, lightning and thunder. Hey, we have some more rain off to our west. Take a quick break from our cold temps. We'll go back to it in a second. I'll answer some of your questions, but these two guys are going to gang up on us. And our next chance for rain is going to be Saturday afternoon, evening into Saturday night. Saturday morning's probably okay. Sunday's going to be okay. It's more so Saturday, anytime late afternoon. I think we're starting to introduce some rainfall here. And we'll have to fine tune this. There still are some question marks when the rain will begin on Saturday, and it looks to be a beneficial rain. I mean, we could use some rainfall. I mean, it's been dry the last week and a half. Before that, it wouldn't stop raining. But notice 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we're still waiting on some of that wet weather there in southern parts of New Hampshire, southern Maine. So this is all trying to get into our area for Saturday. Again, the morning will be the best part of the day on Saturday, and Sunday looks to be a better day. I think we'll see a fair amount of sun with temps in the 70s. That sounds nice in comparison to where we were today. Although I love today. I don't know about you. I thought today's weather was awesome. I mean, it was a little windy outside. It was dry. Went for a little jog with the dog. We had a great time. It was fun. Temperatures tomorrow morning, 20s and low 30s. This is just a model estimate. I rely more on the temperatures we outlined earlier for overnight lows. But notice by afternoon, we have a lot of sun tomorrow. Temps are in the 50s and 60s. There might be a feeble sea breeze that kicks in tomorrow, but the key to tomorrow, the wind will be a lot lighter than what we had today. So almost calm winds for a while. And then tomorrow night won't be quite as cold. We're talking upper 30s and low 40s. And then Friday, the wind picks up, but it's the opposite wind direction to what we had today. The wind is going to be right out of the south. It's going to be cranking. In fact, we'll get some gusts 20 to 30 miles per hour right off the ocean. So we really haven't had many of these days, which are common in spring. We haven't had many of them this spring, where anywhere near the coastline, you're going to feel that. While inland areas, you will be warmest, I think mid to upper 60s there. We're still waiting on some of that precipitation at 8 a.m. on Saturday. That rainfall is right down there. There it is in southern New England. That will get into our area probably, I think, at any point late afternoon. We're starting to introduce a little bit of wet weather. So this is about 2:30 in the afternoon on Saturday, just an estimate here. So late afternoon, evening, that's when we get our steadiest rain. And it's possible we'll get half inch to an inch of rain. That's a very real possibility out of this one. So morning frost freeze tomorrow. Then the sun returns. It looks great tomorrow. Sunny skies, low 60s, light winds. The wind kicks in again on Friday. It's a south wind. Saturday, late day rain. I think it's gone by Sunday morning. If you wake up to any rain Sunday, very early in the day, it's moving out. Skies go partly sunny. And I think the thing that sticks out at me, at least, as far as the next week's forecast goes, it's lighter winds. We've had winds almost every day this week, except for tonight and tomorrow. And the wind is going to be lighter next week. And then next week looks pretty good. I don't think there's anything extreme as far as the temps go. And we're probably in the clear after tonight as far as frost freezes go. So that's something that I'm always interested in as a recreational gardener. When can we put the plants in the ground? And, it's one of those things where, is it worth even putting the plants in the ground this early? I mean, the ground's cold. The roots just sit there. So might as well wait until, final week of May or first week of June. That's the way I look at it anyway. So I don't know about you. I just don't like carting them in, carting them out. It just takes a while. It takes a long time to do that, but it's that time of year. All right. Let's see. We can check some of these questions here. How's it looking for cold in West Bath, Teresa? Yeah, I'd cover the plants, bring them in probably around 30 in Bath. Crabapple trees. Oh yeah. If you have some blossoms, Carla, you might get some frozen blossoms, but it won't affect the tree. The tree will be just fine. A lot of plants can handle this. Strawberry plants are fine. But if the blossoms are out, I noticed some of my blossoms are just starting on the strawberries. Usually takes some low to mid 20s for that to be affected. But strawberries will be fine. It's too early for the blossoms in Maine anyway. So yeah, there's a lot of flowering trees. And we're not going to get a native peach this year, just because the cool down we had in early February. Remember that cold snap that froze all the buds on the cherries trees and the peach trees? If you don't have any flowers on your peach tree or cherry tree, or the forsythias look very sickly, that is all due to the cold that we had in February 3rd and 4th of this year, where wind chills went to like 48 below, whatever it was. All right, Mary did the right thing, brought them in. Good job there. Not going to help growing sea. I don't know what you mean, Donna. Not going to help the growing sea. Maybe that's a variety I'm not aware of. Maybe you can clarify for me, Donna. Sorry about that. Blacktail moss. Yeah, that would be awesome if it kills it, Tanya. I'm with you. Low dew points indicate drought conditions continue. No, we're good on drought, Deb. Don't worry about that. Low dew points are a good indication of how dry the atmosphere is, but I wouldn't worry. We've had a lot of rain this spring. Don't even think about drought. I don't even want to hear about the drought monitor. I mean, every Thursday, the drought monitor sends out an update. 2 weeks ago, they sent out an update after we had 5 inches of rain that southern New Hampshire was abnormally dry. I don't think we can trust that at all. I don't know where that came from. I did my annuals, Carlos says. Good job. Hey, we're Mainers. We're resilient. We know what to do. This is not a big deal, right? I hope my flowers will survive, Ellen says. Will the wind be a big part in this freeze? Good question, Teresa. So, Teresa, question about the wind. All right, if the wind goes calm, temps are headed for a free fall. If we keep the breeze, that's best case scenario. That keeps our temperatures from a free fall. It keeps our atmosphere mixed up just enough that we will not see a widespread problem here. But with temperatures like this, even with a light breeze, you're gonna have some problems. The other interesting note, I know what I was talking about the dew points earlier for a specific reason. Dew points in the teens. We might not even see a frost, like physically see the ice crystals, simply because the dew points are so low. You might just get a solid freeze on everything, but it's very unusual to have the dew points this low, where we might not even reach our air temperature as close to our dew point. Usually when the air temperature reaches the dew point, that's when you have ice crystals form. We call that frost. But we're probably not even going to see that tonight, just because the dew points are so low. The ice crystals will not be able to form. It's just too dry. So you might just have a solid freeze without the ice crystals. Sometimes you look outside and the grass can look like a white, almost like it snowed. You're not going to see that tomorrow morning. I think it's just a freeze and not really a frost. Good question. Just planted the perennials. All right. Sounds good. I think you're good with that. Bethel area temp tonight. All right. Rumford, you're 23. I'm going to say in Bethel, you're 24. Mid-20s. Oh, Mandy has a ton of blossoms on her garden, strawberries. She must have a different variety than I do. I plant the Jewel variety. That's my favorite one. I get those from Johnny Seed. They're a mid-season variety. So the earlier varieties probably do have blossoms. I apologize. All right, so the blossoms could freeze tonight. That's a problem. But the good news is strawberries can usually take a good frost here. It probably has to get down to the mid-20s to get some real problems there. All right. Hello. I'd like to cancel my subscription to Winter, please. I specifically thought it ended at the beginning of May, but apparently we're getting charged another month. It's very clever. I'd like to pre-order summer. Do we know the release date? Wow. I hope you're a writer. This is really funny. It's very clever. Yeah. You know what? I'd like to cancel Winter too. I mean, hey, we're almost there. I think after this, we're good to go. I am probably going to put tomatoes in the ground late next week. But until then, carting them in, carting them out. Peppers too. So I think we're in good shape there. All right, folks. I hope everybody is doing well. I think we've gone 13 minutes. Hope I answered everyone's questions. You know the routine. Frost freeze, cover them up. After tonight, we're in good shape. All right, folks. Have a nice night. Stay warm. It'll warm up tomorrow, but we're back near 60. All right. Take care, everyone.